818-865-0605.
Live across America, Mike Horn and Paul Stern and What's Cooking on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Hey, welcome to the big broadcast, Hour 2, weekend edition of the What's Cooking Show. I'm Michael Horn. Hello to Paul Stern.
Well, hello, Michael Horn, and an exciting edition ahead of What's Cooking.
The nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. Big stuff going on in the world today, and of course, we're here to bring you all the news in food, wine, travel, entertainment, and much more. Who's on the show today, Paul?
Today we'll be headed on up to Napa Valley as we kind of get on into a couple of Napa Valley stalwarts, if I could go ahead and say so myself. Going to talk about Mustard's Grill for starters.
Mustard's Grill. This is one of my, it is one of my favorite restaurants. This is in the Yountville, the Oakville area, and right off Highway 29. And to me, it has one of the best burgers ever.
Indeed, they got a great burger, and of course, other fare to get on into, and of course, not a too shabby wine list either. And an executive chef to speak about as well, Cindy Paulson, who put it all together.
I think the wine director is going to be with us on the broadcast today, from what I hear. Patrick Kelleher talk about that wine list, too. Who else on the show?
Indeed, talking about wine, Diamond Creek Vineyard, Boots Bronstein. Boots will be with us here today to kind of talk about that legendary winery and estate vineyard up in Napa Valley as well.
One of the greats with mountain fruit, I'll tell you that. That's a good one. Who else?
And our good buddy Steve Evans, Steve the movie guy.
All right. I'm looking around at a lot of food news, and, you know, we've been talking about this. We do the broadcast, as you know, from Hollywood, California, and in the Southern California area, there is a place called the Gourmet Tamale Factory. It's located in the San Fernando Valley, and apparently they churn out tons of these tamales, and famous radio people have done broadcasts from there, and we've got to get these guys on. They recently had this Feast of Candelaria. It comes 40 days after Christmas, marks the end of the holiday season, and it's a big feast, and they turn out tons of these tamales. Are you a tamale fan, Paul?
You know, I don't have tamales too often, but occasionally I'll order up a combination plate at my favorite Mexican restaurant, and it might include a tamale or two.
Yeah, they say this feast was commemorating the presentation of the infant Jesus at the temple, and it's a Mexican tradition, and they make all these tamales for it. They do the tamales all year round, but I would just think we should do a special here on the broadcast and find out what kind of different tamales there are, and, you know, we had... around every May each year, there's a few restaurants that do what they call these blue corn tamales. And actually, they get the corn that is so sweet and so delicious, and they make that in the tamale form, and it is just delicious. What, did you ever have one of those green corn tamales?
Green corn tamale. Yeah, I believe that restaurant you're referring to is called El Cholo Restaurants. And they do, I think, a seasonal menu that includes those very popular menu items, the green. Is it the green or blue? I'm beginning to know.
I think it is green corn tamales. I think they have the...
Either way, they sound they're delicious nevertheless. Whatever they are, they're in, I guess, only for a kind of brief period of time they're available.
And so we're going to get them on and get a little tamale thing going. Also, for those of you driving Toyotas, you know, they were talking about those accelerators that were sticking, or there were electronic flaws. You know, they put this probe together. You never hear the aftermath, to coin the phrase of that new William Shatner show. Well, the aftermath is that the electronic flaws were not to blame for reports of the sudden unintended acceleration that led to the recall of thousands of the Toyota vehicles, according to our government. They said some of those acceleration cases could have been caused by mechanical defects like a sticking accelerator pedal, gas pedals that became trapped to floor mats. They've been dealt with in the recalls, but it was not any kind of an electronical defect. In some cases, the investigators suggested the drivers simply hit the gas when they meant to press the brake. And there you had all the lawsuits and caused problems for a company. Hey, drive careful. Watch where your big foot's sitting on the pedals this weekend. It's the What's Cooking Show.
For over 35 years, Lucas and Llewellyn